Vamos a ver. $119 maestría elemental, es lo mínimo que podía tener. Esto me vale talentos. Pero antes que mejorar talentos, prefiero mejorar las armas.
Wouldn't gliding be faster? Yahoo! Think you can get away?
Ya, lo siento, me dio.
Time for takeoff. I must leave no stone unturned. As a good knight should. Brace yourselves. Yeah. Think you can get away? Yahoo! Time to clean up. Let's play. Time for takeoff. Leave it all to me.
Solidify!
Like someone needs assistance.
Qué malos.
¿Quieres ponerle un nombre a Pikachu?
No, sin nickname. Hola Alfredo, ¿cómo estás, brother?
Stay close and you will live. As per our contract.
You want me on your team?
I can't wait any longer! Ready for a rehearsal?
Hola papi, siempre fuiste al gimnasio.
Vengo llegando, Melissa. Vengo llegando todo dolorido.
Disfrutes este directo, Melissa Badilla.
Desde Diablos. Salí de aquí a la 1. Van a ser las 6.
Here we go! Illusion shattered! No touching!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Yeah! Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down! Think you can get away? Blaze over! Born of ice and frost!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
There is no escape! Torn to a...
Pues la verdad que sí.
We go!
Vamos a ver qué se puede hacer, hasta dónde se llega.
Adventure time!
Shine down!
Vamos hasta donde llegamos porque sí vengo bien adolorido hoy. Bien, ¿cómo fue tu día, Meli?
Suscribe to our channel 223 Gamers https www.y.utv.com/diagonal CHANNELLBCHRTGFZHGUJBDTUNG signo de interrogación de cierre BIEW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR.
Illusion shattered!
Time for takeoff. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up. Let's light it up. Yahoo!
Shine down!
All hail. No touching. Out of the way! Think you can get away?
Inazuma shines eternal!
I'm going in!
There is no escape!
Off we go!
Una.
Yairi. Hola papi, siempre fuiste al gimnasio. Hola, espero que disfrutes este directo. Melissa Badilla, bienvenid, @hombre bailando. Pero sí que te quieres poner hermoso, cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa. Suscribe to our channel 223 Gamers https www.y.utv.com/diagonal CHANNELLBCHRTGFZHGUJBDTUNG signo de interrogación de cierre BIEW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. Bebit member in YouTube https www.y.utv.com/diagonal CHANNELLBCHRTGFZHGUJBDTUNG ¿Qué has hecho hoy, guapa?
Nice and spicy! Let's light it up!
Illusion shattered!
Eat this! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Now you shall perish!
Solo LTS in Twitch https www.twitch.tv/diagonal2DOS3GAMRS https www.twitch.tv/diagonal2DOS3GAMRSGG https www.tv/diagonal2DOS3GAMRSSONDARY.
Everybody stand back! Get out of here!
Tour Channel 223 Gamers https
Diablo, cayeron todos los anuncios.
signo de interrogación de cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. Remember to subscribe, click y share to participate. Recuerden suscribirse si no estás suscrito, darle like al video y compartirlo, gr. Suscribe Tour Channel 223 Gamers https www.yotv.com /c /2dos 3GAMRS signo de interrogación de cierre SV-CONFIRMATION signo igual 1.
Orbe Esmeralda. ¿Cuál es ese? El siguiente número 5. Que me gusta tu
Join LTS on
mamá.
https
Me vuelve loca.
/dsord.gg WAJM5DKNSQ.
Esta sí la ocupo revisar. Y esta la esa también. Ya la tengo R5. La lanzo. También.
Inactivity serves no purpose.
Es que me gusta tu mamá. No importan las demás. Me vuelve loca que mira. Grupo 6. Fragmento de epopeya de Carabian.
This whatsoever.
Tour Channel 223 Gamers https /www.yutube.com/diagonal/chanel/bbzrtfpfzhg signo de interrogación de cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR.
Illusion shattered!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Adventure!
Es que no me gusta eso. No.
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
Let's light it up! Nice and spicy! Everybody stand back!
Eat this! All hail! No touching! Illusion shattered! Into the fire! Race you!
Race you.
Race you!
Como tres. Ocupo una dorada.
Hoy es tarde vaga, quiero ver si voy al gimnasio también en las tardes.
Invítame, invítame. Yo voy contigo. Nada más dime, mami, vamos de una. Ideales de diente de león.
Now you shall perish! Teamwork is dreamwork! Ah.
This is long overdue.
Meli, Mati, ¿qué se hizo? Tiene días que no me habla.
Shine down.
Everybody stand back! Off we go!
Access denied. Illusion shattered.
No sabes
Tiene días,
menos yo JJ.
tiene días perdidos.
Cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa.
Tienes que mandarle mensajitos, lo tienes muy abandonado. Creo que esta semana ya terminaba los exámenes.
No touching.
Nice and spicy! You're toast! I'm going in! Off we go!
There is no escape. All hail. We're way behind schedule.
Get out of here! Out of the way! Adventure time!
Inazuma shines eternal.
Ya, me falta un grillete de oro. Quita.
Estoy peor que Carmen, si no te veo en video siento que le faltó algo a mi día, cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa.
Oh, es que como no tengo la cámara activa desde la... No estoy streameando desde la compu, sino desde el Play. Que casi nunca le enciendo la cámara al Play.
Hola bro, es el nuevo que me avisas dicho.
¿Qué haciendo, brother?
Espero que disfrutes este directo de J Gamerit, bienvenido, @hombre bailando. Hola hermosa voz de J.
Madre, la cámara ahí estorba.
Hola, espero que disfrutes este directo Melissa Badilla, bienvenid, @hombre bailando. Todo bien papi de J.
Vamos a tirar alcohol, le vamos a tirar alcohol, güey.
Hola Melio, oye bro, ese donde estabas ahora es el nuevo.
¿El nuevo
Hola,
qué, brother?
Espero que disfrutes este directo.
Ah, no, no es el nuevo dominio.
@hombre bailando. Sí, todo bien Meli, ¿y tú?
Gather. This is order.
Here we go. Hold the line. No touching.
Caldero del caos, dispositivo del caos. ¿Estás jugando, DJ?
Yo entré ahorita un rato ahí, pero tenía que salir, ya sabes.
Dale, dale. Pero necesito farmear calderos del caos, así que puedo farmear en su mundo.
Order guide you.
Billowing surge. Allow me.
Blaze over.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves. Yeah.
Rest and revamp. Access denied.
Think you can get away?
All hail.
Turret, bring refuge! Yeah!
Suscríbete a our channel 223 Gamers https www.y.utv.com/diagonal chanel/chnlcbzrtgfzhgujbdt signo de cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR.
Stabilize. This is order.
Hold the line. Born of ice and fire.
Cuando saldrá la que quiero hombre con la mano en la frente.
¿Cuál era? Era Ayaka. Apenas termina este banner.
Next
¿Qué le
on the
queda?
agenda, access denied.
Vamos a ver, brother. ¡Ah, diablos! Un día le queda el banner. Pues terminando el banner entra Ayaka. El martes. Tengo que terminarme el evento que está activo. Estamos a nada de Ayaka, brother. Una semanita. Ya llevo 60 deseos ahorrados.
Bien, gracias a Dios, aquí piropeando porque fue al gimnasio cara llorando de risa. A esa sí le tiraré.
Brother, pero perdí. Guarda tus deseos. Para tirarle a Ayaka.
We're way behind
Meli, ¿que tú
schedule.
qué? ¿Cuándo vas a ir conmigo al gym?
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Rusty, rebuild! No touching. This is long overdue. Think you can get away?
No tengo ni uno pero aparecen rápido. JJJ tendríamos que practicar naturalmente para ir después sonriente con cuernos cara llorando cara llorando.
Pues practicamos, no hay problema. Diga, eso sería el precalentamiento para ir al gimnasio.
Hombre con la mano en la frente, hombre con la mano en la frente, hombre con la mano en la frente, cara de terror. DJ se apunta JJJJ.
I will have order.
Vive por Channel 223 Gamers HTTPS. /www.y.utv.com/diagonal/CHANNLZRTXDZHGUJBDTUNG signo de interrogación de cierre de IW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. Con DJ hago spinning para que me hable al oído JJJJ.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Para que te ponga a correr es.
clase de la bicicleta JJJJ.
Access denied. Think you can get away? Let's
Ya no me la
play.
conozco, pero como todo buen alumno me la puedes enseñar.
This is order. Solidify.
Here we go.
Antes de DJ soy así media loca.
Mira que ya asustaste a Mati. No, a Mati no lo asustó.
Pero DJ ya es un hombre.
Supuestamente es allá arriba.
Let's play.
Gather.
Allow me. This is long overdue. Born of ice and frost.
Time for takeoff.
Here we go. Yeah.
También es un niño Diego.
No, ya DJ.
Bring refuge.
DJ ya. Sigue como la mía. Bueno, DJ tiene 29, creo que por ahí anda.
Cara llorando.
29 era, brother. 20 algo. Diablos, apenas 13 calderos.
Cara llorando.
A 27, sí.
Let's move out.
Yo 26 estamos apenas bebé. Qué joven ya veo porque la voz linda. Suscríbete a our channel 223 Gamers https www.y.utv.com/diagonal chanel/UCBAXBBZRTEGFZHGUJBDTUNG signo de interrogación de cierre BIEW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR
1, 2, 3, 4.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Brace yourselves. Thrust and rebuild.
Medio, el único problema es que DJ vive en Nueva York, vive aquí en los Estados.
Solidified.
All hail! No touching! Think you can get away? Let's play!
This is order.
Time for takeoff! Covenants of the Deep! Hold the line! Born of ice and frost!
Lejitos a Diego pero no tanto.
Puta, me dio.
We're way behind schedule.
Vamos a tocar a mi Ganyu.
We're way behind schedule.
Yo sabía que aquí me quedaba uno.
Yahoo! Allow me! Blaze over! No touching!
I will have order.
Think you can get away? Here we go! Hold the line! Born of ice and frost! Yahoo! Torrents, bring refuge! Ha! Marching in the rain conceals the sound of our arrival, but is also a test of stamina.
Bro, preguntó por masculino, no preguntó por femenino.
Veces hay la actitud de sonrisa y sudor frío, cara llorando de risa.
Order guide you.
No, y DJ no tiene hijos.
Por ahí en el sitio nuevo.
Brace yourselves!
Suscribe YouTube Channel 223 Gamers HTTPS.
Va DJ, no tienes hijo.
Signo de interrogación de cierre B y W-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. Es plural.
Oh,
Let's move out.
yo pensé que estaba hablando masculino.
Masculino no.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Billowing surge! Born of ice and frost. Think you can get away?
Ni así. Les Diego aprenda es papacito cara llorando soy buena madrastra por aquello de Jota.
Rebuild! for Rex Lapis!
Time for takeoff.
Y es que me dejas tu mano. En serio, apenas 2 calderos del caos.
Qué bello con 27 años y solo una niña cara sonriendo con corazones, me enamoré de este chico.
This is order. Solidify.
Hold the line! No touching!
Aquí a los 15 ya tienen como a 3 embarazadas. JJJJ, yo no tengo hijos, cara alegre.
A tu casa, al que sigue. Diga Meli, ese cuerpo no lo mantiene con hijos.
Oh, the sun's out. When did that happen?
There you are, eavesdrop.
Transmutador ya está libre.
Gather.
The more, the merrier.
Allow me! Covenant of the Deep!
Un hijo no es excusa para descuidarse.
Think you can get away? Let's play! Yeah!
Quiero solo uno, pero a mis 30, por eso lo nuestro no puede ser Diego. A ti no te gustan los hijos.
Dale, tranquila.
Está llorando de risa.
Pero sí practicarlos.
Suscribe tu channel 223 Gamers https www.canal.cv.com/diagonal CHANNELE/CHGUJBDT Cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. No, porque nunca me los vas a dar, solo tragado, sonrisa y sudor frío, sonrisa y sudor frío, sonrisa y sudor frío. ¿Qué pasó con tu amiga? Parece que se la tragó la tierra.
Hold the line! This is long overdue!
Time for takeoff.
Let's play! Turret, bring refuge!
Dispositivo el caos, nada más.
Breathtaking.
Uy, qué bueno está esto acá.
Solidify!
Diego.
Dime, brother. No.
Solo tragados, hombre con la mano en la frente, hombre con la mano en la frente, cara llorando, cara llorando. No sé la verdad.
This is order. Stabilize.
Think you can get away? Brace yourselves. Rest and rebuild! No touching!
Sí, así nunca voy a quedar. Creo que ese método usa con las 3-0, punto que ha estado JJJJ.
Here we go! Wouldn't gliding be faster? Huh?
Veo que DJ reparte por todos lados JJJJJ. Suscribe to our channel 223 Gamers https /www.y.utv.com/diagonal CHANNL/VBZRTEGFZHGUJBDTUNG signo de interrogación de cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. ¿Cuántos hijos quieres tener de J o solo con la niña te quieres quedar?
Bro, ¿qué edad tiene tu hija? Ya tiene como 5 o 6 años, ¿ah?
What a find! I wonder how many bottles this'll be worth.
4 Dama Diego.
A 4. Yo pensé que tenía como 5, por ahí andaba. Diga, porque juega Fortnite mejor que yo.
Pero con unos 48 hijos más está bien, jaja.
For Rex Lapis! Billowing surge! Allow me!
Time for takeoff. Yahoo!
Yeah! Born of ice and frost. Brace yourselves.
¿Qué alma le tienes?
Sure, I'll play you another tune.
Brother, el
but it'll
mapa
cost you an
nuevo no lo
apple.
tengo. No lo tengo explorado al 100, solo cima por arriba lo tengo al 100. Pero si me voy a las minas, apenas lo llevo un 42. Creo que lo lleva más avanzado DJ, más avanzado por ti. Meli, pero ¿cómo vas a hacer para venir a ver a DJ, Meli? Necesitas sacar la visa. Y empezar por sacar el pasaporte.
Eso es lo demos cuando hay inspiración JJJJ. De menos.
Sí me gusta que esté lloviendo por partir la madre, este hijo de puta que está acá.
Suscribe por channel 223 gamers https www.y.tv.com/diagonal/chanel/bbzrtfzhgujbdtng signo de interrogación de cierre de IW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. De uno pueden salir 2 o 3 hombres con la mano en la frente. ¿Vives con tu pareja o eres papá soltero? Eso sí es ver JJJJ.
To survive hard.
Vamos a ver, empezamos con diarios.
Depende con las ganas que nos agarramos JJJJ sonriente con cuernos cara babeando cara llorando de risa.
Ay, mami, y DJ es boricua puro. Si dicen que los ticos somos calientes, eso es más caliente todavía.
Special yakitori for sale. Come and try some.
Cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa, cara llorando de risa, hay que probar.
Shined up! Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Let me lead you a verse.
Diablo, ni para aguante. No aguantó ni para el arranque.
Order guide you. I will have order.
Covenants of the Deep! Hold the line! Access denied!
Order guide you. Stabilize.
Time for takeoff. Here we go.
Torrent, bring refuge! All hail!
Suscribe tu channel 223 Gamers
This
https
is order.
/www.y/tv.com/diagonal/chanel/carbtgfzhgufjbdtung signo de cierre BW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR. Support Stream Request, Donations, or Super Chat for Epic Stream 24/7. Thanks.
I will have order.
Covenants of the Deep!
Time for takeoff.
Yahoo!
Quake. This is order. Gather.
Think you can get away? Brace yourselves!
¿Cómo te escribí por el Facebook?
Order guide you.
Voy.
Stabilize.
Hold the line! Born of ice and frost! Torrent, bring refuge!
David Member in YouTube https://www.y/channel/UCBAXBBZRZHGUJBDTUNG/JON
Me falta una.
/JON.
Respect must be given to the will
Follow
of
LTS
every
in
creature.
Twitch https
fish in the ocean swims in its own direction.
www.twitch.tv /diagonal 2DOS3GAMRS https www.twitch.tv /diagonal 2DOS3GAMRSGG https www.twitch.tv /diagonal 2DOS3GAMRSSONDARY.
Yaya Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite. Let's move out. Let's move out.
Me falta algo por activar. Tengo 2 activos.
Suscribe Tour Channel 223 Gamers https www.youtube.com /diagonal channel /usbxbzrtxbbzhgfzhgujbdt
To survive
signo de
hardship, you
interrogación
must
de
prepare for hardship.
cierre BYW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR.
Stabilize!
This is long overdue.
Time for takeoff. Let's play!
Ya regrese de nuevo Diego, ahorita le damos a a ver qué pasa hoy o seguimos igual que ayer.
Dale, dale, ahorita le damos al Cold War.
What think you can get away? Rest and rebuild! No touching!
Yahoo!
Yeah! For Rex Lepus! Born of ice and fire. Allow me! Covenant of the Deep! Let's move out.
Un perro.
Order guide you.
Access denied.
Time for takeoff.
Hold the line.
Brace yourselves.
Suscribe Tour Channel channel 223 gamers https://www.y.utv.com//2DOS3GAMERS signo de interrogación de CRSV-CONFIRMATION igual 1.
Yeah! Allow me! Glaze over! Access denied! Think you can get away? Yahoo!
I will have order.
Y se murió. Bueno, estas son las diarias. Ya tenemos diarias, semanales.
Join LTS on https://discord.gg/discord/WAJM5DKNSQ.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
No has tirado por las almas.
No, bro, estoy guardando los deseos. Estoy guardando hasta el último deseo para ir por Ayaka. 61 guardados. Toca hacer el evento.
Suscribe Tour Channel 223 Gamers https
El evento le quedan 7 días.
/www.y.utv.com/diagonal CHANNELE/diagonal
Kazuha.
interrogación de cierre BIW-AS signo igual SVSCRIBR.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
We didn't expect to see you either! Returning as a guest for the Iridori Festival, no doubt.
I was a
7
little
días está
surprised
bien, aún
myself
tengo
when I
tiempo.
received the invitation.
Bro, este evento
But
está
after
largo y es
wandering the
mucha,
outside world for so long, It's good to
mucha
have an
hablar.
opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now, you seemed to be looking for something. What happened?
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is. Please, have a look.
Last time, And sure enough, this is a story about him. The story this time basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that he had committed plagiarism, and he was soon exiled. Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the shogunate, so I'm not all that different from Akihito mentioned in this story.
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the Shogun because of his wrongdoings. You did nothing wrong, Kazuha. Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling because he's unable to sign his name quickly, right? In Liyue and Inazuma, there is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time. If you wish to create a stamp for his seal, I might be able to help.
Wow, that's an idea! Quick, let's go tell Albedo! Albedo, we figured out a way to help
Interesting. A story of the 5 Kasen appears again, and with a stamped seal. Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting. Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere. But I have another idea. Using a seal is a part of it, of course.
If you're tired of walking all around...
Yes, that's it, Zhenyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training was effective.
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore. I should have known better than to read novels during calligraphy class.
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on, you can do this.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr. Hirayama.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to handle troublesome authors.
Whoa, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long and Shincho's already zombified.
Mr. Hirayama, we found a solution that might just solve our dilemma. In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, then we could make the signature process a lot easier. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. So, I propose that each signature consists of 2 parts. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Chenyu's signature as the design. In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Chenyu to write. That way, he will only need to draw a simple pattern on each book.
Let me think. All right, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's own handwriting, but the result should be very beautiful as well.
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Mr. Hirayama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously was because it would take too long for the author to sign each book. But
Pues
if we adopt
hablamos ya
Accounts'
mismo,
proposed
Diego, haré
method,
una
we might
llamada
have
y
enough
entro.
time to do signatures at the last
Dale, brother.
minute. And if all the authors sign their books in the same fashion, then Genyu's signature wouldn't look out of place.
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other 2 authors participating in the new release event.
It is a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
IMG.
My pen
Okay,
name is
Nico.
quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events. However, if we implement this new format, then it'll be a dream come true for me as well.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good rest. The books that Jinyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events.
We did it.
Thanks to everyone.
We still have some time to burn. Where should we go next?
Traveler, there you are.
Ayaka.
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti! That's an interesting combo.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand. This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Here's the paper. Please, have a look.
Huh. All the poems we found before were roughly the same length. But this one is only 2 lines.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of them are next to the title or centered on the page. The position of the writing seems to indicate that there is other content written on this paper besides these 2 lines.
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth naturally appear." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
So, shall we give it a whirl? It just so happens that there's a pond nearby.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says. The story says that after Sumizomi got the collection of poems from Akihito and put them into a stream of water, the plagiarized words in the poem became blurry. Huh? Why would that happen?
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce, and the waterproof coating could also prove just as difficult. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those 2 methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work. He was set up!
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizome's story is trying to convey. Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito and Sumizome's portraits. Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next 2 portraits should be ready in no time.
Yes. And now that all 4 stories have all been collected, the story of the 5 Kasen is now fully completed.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story of the 5 Kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out. One of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that, how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh, have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what? This
Bardo de pacotilla.
playing games, tone deaf bard.
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
Huh? Really?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection. An average person could never understand the scene of a young girl washing Akahito's poetry collection in a stream. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. He was simply reminiscing and thinking about his old acquaintances. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akahito, it was completely obvious. He was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. If that happened, then he'd be finished. So, in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina to make him tear out this poem.
Which means the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akahito. What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5 Kasen. Since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 Kasen, the only character left is the mysterious one with an unknown identity.
Oh, okay. Paimon is finally
However, this also brings something else to mind. The story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuronushi? In our world?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha! He's been pretty quiet this whole time. Let's ask him! Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while, and you don't look so good.
Apologies for making a wild assumption, but has the story of the 5 Kasen reminded you of anything?
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. I don't mind sharing the stories.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
The Raiden Gokuden? What?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing. But it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to speak of it here without the consent of Miss Kamisato.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't any harm in it. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and may be difficult to explain. Let me start with the Raiden Gokuden. As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managing ceremonial and cultural affairs, and Inazuma's art of forging swords is a very important part of our culture. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Aminoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time. The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea about his connection to the Yashiro Commission and sword making.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation. My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Teyvat to find a way to revive the family business. But it was to no avail. And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
Ahí ya llegó, bro. Voy para terminar nomás aquí que terminen de hablar.
In the span of a few decades, 3 years later, there was... However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to...
Indeed. However, not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but after reading the story of the 5 Kasen,
What exactly happened?
I still can't say. I will tell you everything
Falta una pintura.
Every journey has its final day.